Right.
You've probably seen the commercial, "What's in your wallet?" Well, President Trump wants to put a gold card in the wallets of multimillionaires from abroad. They'd pay $5 million, and in turn, they'd get an immigration visa that gives them permanent residency and the ability to work here, plus a pathway to citizenship. The president thinks this will spur investments in the United States and actually could help, he says, pay down the deficit. Anirban, is this a good idea?
I mean, it seems on the face of it that it is a good idea. But I mean, this has been done in other parts of the world, and Emperor Trump wants that. That's fine. But, you know, the problem lies with the US Constitution here, right? Because Article 1, Section 8 and a vast amount of Supreme Court cases would support that he doesn't have the legal authority to unilaterally rescind the EB-5 and put in place a completely different visa category.
EB-5 is the current program.
EB-5 is the current program where you actually have to invest a certain amount of money and create 10 jobs at the least, and how they're created and all. There's a lot of work there. But he's saying that that goes away, and we are doing this new gold card where you just put in $5 million. There is, as far as I know, there is no investment requirement or anything like that yet, but they cannot do it. The Congress needs to pass immigration law in order to rescind AB5 and supplant it with something else. This is based on immigration laws from 1990, right? So I do think this will be challenged in court, and it would be seen as an executive outreach. If you go by older court cases, you know, I have the National Review recent article that vehemently says that no, he can't do this. EB5 programs congressional lock on it. So I don't know how much it will happen without actually Congress, you know, passing the law.
And one of the things that's interesting about this is one of the few things he's done where you might get bilateral support from both sides saying this is inappropriate, this is a violation of the law, et cetera, because you have Republicans who are just as angry about this, what he's proposing, as you do Democrats.
Go ahead.
So I feel like this is yet again another distraction from the core issue, though, that we're facing in the country, right? We have to take we need to talk seriously about legal immigration. And I just learned about a couple in New Jersey. They came to the United States, and since 2016 have been they came here legally. They have been trying to have an asylum case finally adjudicated since 2016. In the meantime, they've had a child. They started a business called Jersey Kebab, and its community is loved, and they were arrested by ICE this week. And they are hardworking, tax-paying, committed to this country and the community. They're not a threat, but they have been arrested. And from my perspective, this whole gold card business is just a distraction from the hard conversation we have to have as a country about what our value systems are and who we really want to nurture. Do we really want a bunch of rich people coming in, not investing, not engaging in the community, basically trading in an economy of privilege to not put down roots, because that's what typically happens with these EB5 programs, versus people who come here who are committed to this place, who may not have a nickel to rub together with a quarter, but who care and who will embrace the values that we hold dearly.
I think this is an instance where it's important to separate the policy from the bluster. That you know, as we've said, EB5 has existed since 1990, became popular during the Great Recession because developers couldn't get domestic loans, and so they turned to foreign sources. They turned to EB5 investors,
including the president.
Well, so what? I mean, you know, it was a profitable venture. It was a way to get money. It's not a particularly it's not a particularly popular program either among immigrants or policymakers. Basically, what I think he's recommending here is increasing the price. It's still investment in you got to pay $5 million to public coffers instead of $1.8 million in the private sector, which you can then pull out later. So in those ways, it would make more money for the government and maybe for the country. We're not particularly unique in doing this. In fact, Greece has a golden visa, so even the name isn't particularly innovative. So that's why I say, like, this is just increasing the price of an existing visa.
Anirban, could this help the deficit?
He's saying that he's going to sell 1 million of those, but yes,
No, but that's bluster.
that is definitely bluster. I totally agree. Again, I am flummoxed because this is congressional approval is needed. And he's saying I don't need congressional approval. I don't believe it. I am not a constitutional scholar, but I teach American politics. I kind of
So
know this
should
stuff.
Congress go
So
along with
yes,
this?
there you go. So if the Congress can, yes, I'm sure. I mean, they can. I think there should be some vetting about where this money is coming from, and also looking at other experiences of other countries. They walked it back. Many of these countries, they started it and then walked it back for
Right, but
different
I mean, we're
reasons. So-
potentially talking about Russian oligarchs, right, who can plunk down their cash.
Absolutely.
But we're already potentially talking about that. This is, again, I think it's small potatoes. The EB-5, there's 10,000 visas a year at $2 million a pop. You raise it to $5 million, how many people are going to use it? I don't think it's going to be that popular. Russian oligarchs prefer Europe anyway. It's already easy to buy your way into there. So,
And EB2 and 3 are already there, so they're not changing.
Tara, do you think corporations might use this as a way to get specific talent in?
I think, it would be one more tool that they can use, certainly. But I think realistically, most of the people even that they would get would come here, do the job that they need to do, and then maintain their home base wherever they're from. So
I don't understand that logic, though. Like, this is the status goes to the individual, not the firm.